Like annual day Oaks fade.
Yeah, like that. Nah, but the consistency is, it's like, I'm recording now, by the way. So we just, no proper intro, no, no. I mean, you want to introduce yourself?
Man, there's no point in even jumping into introductions, man. You already done took the floor.
I mean, so we speaking on consistency. So I had to self-evaluate myself because I was like, I don't want to be considered inconsistent and then speak on consistency. Now, there's plenty of things I'm inconsistent with, but that's purposely done.
Yeah, like your timing is horrible.
No, that's not purposely done, but that's also, well, I was about to say it ain't a life breaker, but that is kind of a life breaker because I'd be mad when other people be late sometimes too.
Exactly.
Yeah, not all the time, but yeah. But I'm like 80% consistent and 20% inconsistent, so I feel like I can speak on it.
All right, that's doable. That's doable. I can accept that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, that's like my biggest pet peeve. It's like inconsistency and hypocrisy.
Well, that really works well on both sides because you can't necessarily be consistent in one way and then inconsistent in another way. It's like, nah, you have to be either one way or the other. If you have to, well, at least majority
Right.
on one side.
Right.
Because
nobody's perfect, but like you said, the majority.
Yeah. I've known people like they prefer to be inconsistent than to be consistent.
It feels good sometimes, Like I ain't gonna lie, I'm inconsistent with women.
Well, that's just your personality. Toxic Teddy for the win, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I keep a balance, so I'm not always toxic, y'all. Anybody that knows me knows that I keep a. That's like one of the things I'm also big on is balance. Like, no night without the day, no darkness without the light. I feel like everybody needs a little bit of both. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, but your darkness looks more like an abyss. But all right.
I mean, he harnesses himself a little bit more than normal people's darkness, but that's neither here nor there. Hey, look, I got a conscious agreement with my darkness.
Well, a lot of people do.
No, they don't. They don't have no control over it. That's why they out here wilding like that. I got control over my darkness, at least for right now. Now the abyss turned into a black hole, and then it's just a black abyss. I don't know what's gonna happen. I might be a done deal, but until then, I'm in control. It is what it is. But no, I was saying with the hypocrisy thing is like, I feel like when people do it, like if I tell you an idea, like, yeah, I'm about to go do this. Nah, bro, don't go do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then you go do it. Like,
that's.
I feel like you just want to steal my idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me see. Let me tell him this ain't a good idea. Then I'm gonna go steal it. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. But just speaking on certain situations that you shouldn't be speaking on.
Yeah, I've known quite a few people like that. They prefer to just jump into the idea of, well, you should do it. I don't have to practice it though.
Yeah. Certain situations I get it, but for the most part, you don't want that to become your mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. See, you're going to have to be the ray of hope today, because now I'm feeling like, the toxic side coming out. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, man, it have to be the redeeming qualities.
Yeah,
all right, I guess I can accept that role.
Yeah, because it's just amazing the things that I see. Like, you haven't been paying attention to this Aunt Glizzy stuff, have you?
Not at all, bro.
But you've heard like other people talking about it, right? I know you've seen at least that, because I've been trying to stay out of it, but it's like now it's becoming such an unbearable hot topic. You just starting to see it everywhere. At least I am.
Yeah, you have a completely different timeline than I do.
Yeah. I gotta. I mean, because it's just like I don't understand what's so captivating. I get it; it's entertaining. But people don't understand. This is like a serious situation. You got niggas running down on niggas' cars, like breaking into niggas' cars and trying to break into niggas' houses, but because they're getting so many views and laughs and this and that, like everybody just think this is alright. Now it leads me to think like this is probably how niggas was acting when Pac and Big and them was beefing.
I'm not even gonna lie. I think I can accept that.
You think so?
I can accept that.
Yeah, like why it's pure entertainment to everybody. Meanwhile, you got two coasts going head to head. Like not two people, not my group versus your group, not my label. Yo, I got this whole side of the country mad at you. And you you got your whole side of the country mad at me.
Yeah, it definitely ties into the idea that a lot of people don't realize that we are a heck of a lot more impressionable than we give ourselves the credit for. Like, in most cases, people would think that it's just the children who are really impressionable, so they keep them away from certain things. But adults in general need to be taking into consideration what they're listening to or what they're watching, because there's no way you can tell exactly what that's going to be like really influencing you to do.
Facts.
Because most people don't realize like a lot of the things that we listening to or we watch on television is easily imitatable. They make it that way.
Right.
So if you're going to just go out and just listen to this all the time, then eventually it's going to drill its way into your brain, and then once you get to the point where you can't really hold it in any longer, then you might at some point start acting out a little bit at a time to the point where it becomes a part of your regular personality.
Perfectly said. Perfectly said. So what's a remedy for the people? What do you think?
I don't have a direct remedy in general, but I mean, just change the way that you think, and just because I remember I posted something yesterday on my page, and I mentioned that you should take the word can't out of your normal vocabulary.
Okay.
Because people don't need to really focus on that word as a base, because that limits you into what you are willing to do. Because my first takeaway from it was you break down the word can't, and since you get past apostrophe, it's just an abbreviated version of not. So there's the can and then not. What you get once you look at the word can, not is actually a tie, it is a bind. And what you're saying to yourself is, once you get past apostrophe, it's like, I am willing to bind myself and teach myself that I cannot do the things that I am willing, or I'm actually trying to I need to force myself to do. Like, you can't look at the word the way that other people look at it. You have to look at it in a full spectrum and not necessarily just like a base word. Because it's so many ways that you can look at these words that you're saying to yourself daily, and every single syllable has a form of meaning. Like, you break down every single word, and every syllable has a meaning. It has an origin. And you have to look at these words and say, what exactly am I saying to myself when I say I'm doing this, or I can't, or I won't, or don't? And once you look at these words and break them down and start to understand how they work, you realize like all you're doing is putting yourself into a situation where you're forcing yourself to think and act negatively because these words hold so much power within themselves. And it's not necessarily a remedy for like jumping out of the idea of getting to, like, how do I really put it? There's no way of actually getting into an idea of being better if you're going to constantly use the words that you are normally used to using that are negatively affecting you.
Right.
And the music and the things that we're listening to or watching, they're full of them. Like, it's nothing but that.
Right.
And that holds a negative effect on the person. And once you like really break it down and you see all of the like and you see all of the things that they're trying to do to you just based on the media, you'll get to a point where you're just like, I don't want to be a part of this.
Right.
And it's like you're forcing yourself to think outside the box. And once people get inside the box, it's like, I'm so comfortable here.
Right.
And when you start thinking outside, it's just like, oh, I feel kind of uncomfortable. I need a fix of what I'm used to.
Right.
And just breaking out of that idea of what you're used to is one of the main keys. Like, you're used to using words in a certain way. Break out of that. You're used to doing things in like a set format. Break out of that. Like, I remember you told me this yesterday. Like, it made a lot of sense. You never grow by making yourself comfortable.
Facts.
And that was definitely a really good idea. Like, you never grow in comfortability.
Facts.
And once you get to the point where you're not comfortable anymore, you have no other choice but to elevate.
Facts.
And once you elevate and you start to look down on the things that you used to do and you can reflect,
facts,
you'll grow so much more. Like,
you gotta hit a point where it's like you growing and progressing is worth you feeling uncomfortable.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
But I feel like that's still like a tall task because, I mean, you know, let's keep it real. You know, you lying down in the bed, you got your blanket, you got your pillow, you comfortable. You know, so for you to if you don't have to get up, why would you want to get up?
Yeah, you got a point. I'm definitely a person that like I'm guilty of that myself. So if I want to lay in my bed or something and just want to sit down for a little
and
while,
that's a metaphor, by the way. Y'all. We're not actually talking about sleeping right now. We just
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we definitely gotta let people know that. Oh, I'm definitely a person that has jumped into that bag before.
Everybody has, but it has to be like, I ain't gonna say it has to be because it's not like I'm not God. I don't make the rules. I'm not the universe. I'm not whatever. But it should be just a point, like when you were saying, where you're moving so fast and then you just stop and be like, hold up, something ain't right.
Yeah.
You know? So let me ask you a question then. So how long did it take for you to hit that point?
Oh.
Yeah, see that and that would have been my reaction too. And it's like, I guess we can't really fault people because it took us a minute to, unfortunately, and I'm going to ask your situation, but without even going specifically into my situation, I went through like super traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
That made me just say, hold up, I got to change stuff.
Definitely.
I can't be this way no more. Like, no matter how uncomfortable I am, you basically got to remake yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So was that the same thing for you?
Well, with me, it wasn't more of a remaking of myself because I looked at myself as like everything that I had been through was already the model molder. Like, I was there. That was just me. Like, I didn't necessarily have to change myself or anything like that. And I made a quote a long time ago. I'd say about a couple years ago. And it was like, true growth is not the act of changing yourself completely. It is the ability to look into the mirror at yourself and not be ashamed of what you see.
Okay, that's good.
And that's what I had to go through. With me personally, I had tons upon tons of insecurities based off of the things that I had gone through when I was younger.
Right.
And I had to understand that although you cannot forget the memories, you can always grow and get to the point where you're not letting that be your hindrance.
Right.
And back then, I couldn't even look myself in the mirror. I hated the way that I looked. I hated everything about myself because I was constantly being told that you're not good enough.
Right.
So it took me a long time for me to really jump into the idea that I am good enough.
Right.
And it took me like completely cutting off everything. Like I didn't really I didn't have a job for a little while because I did away with the things that were negative to me as far as like making me feel horrible.
Which is a giant step that a lot of people are too scared to make.
Yeah.
But is also necessary though.
It definitely is, because it's not really a change of surroundings, but it is fixing the things that are already around you that you already had.
Right.
It's
so
because
the atmosphere, the energy.
Yeah.
You know, I got you.
Yeah. But I know when I had my little episodes, I know like my depression was deep.
Right.
I mean, I had serious depression. Like I almost killed myself numerous times.
So how long did you have it?
I had it for from the age of I think about 14 on up.
All right. So when when we do these, I definitely don't be into like people telling their ages and whatnot. So just give me a year number. Like, all right, so we from age 14, how many years has it been? Well, I guess if you answer that, that's kind of giving away your age. So
yeah, like, I'm not ashamed of how old I am.
I mean, I'm not evil, but I'm just saying, you know,
I'm 30
because I had people that's older. You gotta understand that's an insecurity for some people.
It doesn't like I understand. Like yeah. I do understand. Like just because of your age, like age doesn't really matter. Like because like everyone has their own idea of. I mean, because we live in a microwave society. Like we want people to. Yeah. Like we want to get everything immediately. We're supposed to get it right then and there. You don't always have to have everything like pretty much hand delivered to you immediately. Like you're not going to go through the exact same the exact same thing that the other person went through. Facts. So your timing is not going to coincide with mine. Like you don't have to go like once you hit like 20, you don't have to be a millionaire. Like you don't have to be a millionaire at 20. It's not like you do not have to be fully established before you hit the age of 25. I mean, it's possible. You can easily do that.
Yeah.
However, it's not for everybody. Everyone has their own story.
It's cool. Like getting a million at 40 will be just as cool as at 20.
Exactly.
Getting a million period
is an accomplishment.
Yeah. Like I felt like it's certain things that if I was to do, which I've done a lot already, I would feel like, hey, you know what? That's all right there. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't just like a lot of people, but like you were saying earlier, when you're constantly drilled something in your mind, which a lot of people have been drilled that life is like, it's a race.
Yeah,
and it's a competition.
It's not.
Right. It's
not
an experience.
Exactly.
And your experience, it doesn't have to resemble mine. You shouldn't want it to.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, we're friends, and people have friends, so your experience might coincide with each other's here and there.
Exactly.
But I shouldn't be like, I want my experience to mirror yours.
Yeah, like why would you want to be like the next man or the next woman? It's like It's not the same.
Even if I could, yeah. All right, so we was talking about SpongeBob earlier, and that same episode with the awards. Remember, Patrick had started dressing up like he was SpongeBob, had his whole little outfit. Like it goes back to what you're saying, like when we first started about how impressionable like people are. Not even just kids, but adults.
Yeah.
And I actually feel like I want to say adults might be more impressionable than kids. Because if you see the kids nowadays, like for the most part, kids be just like independent for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, like however they act is how they gonna act. Like you could bring around a million other cool kids, it's not gonna sway another kid to act differently. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I guess when I was younger, I had a bunch of insecurities, and I ain't gonna lie, my insecurities, they shine through nowadays, but just in different ways. Like, my biggest insecurity growing up was I didn't have a lot of girls like me, like when I was in elementary school.
Yeah.
So when I used to would be in class and you used to see like the girls flocking around like the guys, certain guys and shit like that, and then you in the corner by yourself, and you might get a chick in there, but it was like, damn, they ain't feeling me like they feeling cuz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's that popularity contest, man.
Yeah, but it's like, and I never was a hating nigga and shit. So it ain't like I'm like I got a problem with cuz he getting the girls and I ain't getting them. It never was that. It was more so just me like taking a conscious effort to see like what can I change about myself without losing myself. That is, that can have me getting what I want, because that's what I wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
So, and if you see like how I carry myself today, I got what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like I got what I wanted. It's just that, and that's why I say like that was one of my biggest insecurities. So like when people see me with like a bunch of females, because I'm always surrounded by a bunch of females, I'm obsessed with them. You know what I'm saying? Always have been, always will be. Until I get married, I'm gonna always like be just embevied with females. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like that was like one of my biggest securities. Everything else is pretty much, little BS here and there. But I mean, what about you?
I mean, my insecurities was usually revolving around my weight. Like, I was always a heavy set kid.
Yeah, me too.
And I would always get talked about a lot. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it never really hindered me as far as like female attraction and stuff like that.
Right.
Because I had girlfriends growing up. It's just like I don't know, they liked me, I guess.
Right.
Like I don't know, maybe it was like a Family Guy situation where she only wanted me because I had like a piece of candy or something that she wanted.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then she going over to the guy over there in the other pen just because he might have had another chocolate bar or something.
Right.
Like, no, it's something different. But no, it was always because they really liked me. And like my personality was always kind of iffy when I was growing up, mainly because of the insecurities. Like I was bullied a lot.
Okay.
That is another thing. I was bullied a lot. But
so did that hinder your personality? Or
that definitely did.
Okay.
That definitely did hinder my personality. That was until I jumped into like middle school, and then the funny side of me started to come out. Cause once you get to middle school in the DMV, you gotta learn how to joan and fast.
Yeah, it was elementary school for me. But what I will say is it was a nice warm up for middle school.
Yeah,
and then middle school you just had to elevate your game, and then I ain't gonna say we coasted through high school, but you didn't have to elevate too much in high school if you had a good middle school.
That's definitely facts.
Yeah.
But given me, like I grew up, I started off my first year of school, kindergarten was in Marlton and Upper Marlboro. Come on, bro. Like, they ain't firing nobody up there. It's a completely different scenario up there. Like, then I moved to North Carolina like my first grade, and I'm going to Hosky Graded School. Like, that's the name. That's the actual name of the school, Hosky Graded School. I went there for another year, and then the next 2 years after that, I think I was in, it was Marlton. Then I went to, what's the school over there by, Johnny Howard.
Okay.
In Capitol Heights. I went there.
Mm-hmm.
they weren't really joning it back then. Like, I was just playing basketball, pee-wee basketball,
Okay.
and all that stuff. We wasn't joning. But once I got, I think I started really joning once I got to like the 5th grade. So I'll backtrack and say I think
Same
it was
here.
5th grade.
Same here. Yep.
Because once you get to 5th grade, people start looking at your clothes. They start looking at your hair. They start looking at everything about you, and they find something to joke about. And boy, you better start coming up with something.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The first time, I ain't gonna say the first time I got joned on. The first time I got fired up though, cause it's a difference. You know, certain niggas could jone.
Yeah.
But the first time I got fired up, I'll never forget, cause I had on a FUBU jersey. And the FUBU, got the little 05 on the front, but it didn't have nothing on the back or whatever. Or it would be vice versa. So my joint had the 05 on the front and the FUBU over top. Like a little real, but it ain't had nothing on the back. So I sat down in class one morning, right? and
I already know where this is going.
Yeah, one of the little fake little cool niggas and shit. He's like, yo, I fuck with that FUBU jersey and shit. So I'm like, good luck. So then he was like, what's on the back of that jump? And so when I was like, nothing. And he was like, hold up, nothing. So then he had like circled around me and shit or whatever. And he was like, oh, that don't fake, bro. And I'm like, with how is it fake? You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, you gotta have like a number on the back, a name or something. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, the practice jersey don't even look like that. You know what I'm saying? So now, because he like the fake cool nigga, now everybody else trying, add on a little this and that, and man, I think they spelled FUBU wrong whole time. Just knowing down what they didn't. You know what I'm saying? But so that was the first time I was like, all right, I didn't know what to expect, so I didn't know how to joan. You know what I'm saying? So
we all had our moments.
Yeah,
so it was like fish in the water.
Yeah, with shocks, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just like it was. It could have been a traumatizing experience, but some of the jokes was funny, and if you can laugh at yourself, it ain't that bad.
Yeah,
it's never gonna be that bad.
That's definitely fast because you gotta learn how to laugh at yourself
Yeah.
real early.
Yeah,
I mean real early, because that's one of the things I had to learn in order to get over my insecurities, bro. Because I'm the first type. I'm one of those dudes that I can joan on myself in a heartbeat, because it's not a bad thing to actually talk about yourself every now and then. It's just funny.
Right.
And it actually takes away from some of the ammunition people can use against you, because they already know that you're going to talk about yourself anyway.
Yeah, hopefully. Because if you going against tryhards, you can make all the jokes you want about yourself.
Yeah.
You just basically putting gasoline on yourself. We both know this firsthand. Like towards the end of our high school run, making jokes about yourself wasn't gonna cut it no more.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
When you first got to high school, maybe 11th and 12th grade. Nah, you throwing niggas oops if you making jokes about yourself.
Man,
so.
you ain't lying. You ain't lying, because it works from, I think, about maybe 5th or 6th grade all the way until you get to like that midway through high school. Then people start learning new words. Yeah. They go into English class.
And we was changing like styles of joning. We storytelling and we, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, which I was telling Mel the other day. I said, you know what? Because we was changing the style of joning so much, that's what made everybody else stand a chance. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't just have to be good at straight up looking at you and just seeing what's fucked up about you and joning. All you had to do is, if you could tell a good story, you was gonna be good. You know,
that's definitely fact.
Yeah, like you was gonna
be. Niggas got whole nursery rhymes.
Right. All you had to do was just like, it could have been something that ain't had nothing to do with you, but if you tell a story and take out somebody and put you in it, and it's funny. You was gonna be done. You was gonna be done.
Yo, like those, I swear, like sometimes people they go way too off their rocker with it. Yeah. Cause I ain't gonna hold you. It was so many different like styles of Jonan that I seen in high school that you think like, are these people actually sane? There's no way you can come up with this.
Yeah, I've at least said that a few times about every nigga, not even that I hung out with, but niggas that you would join against. Like, cause sometimes you would get caught, and I was just like, yo, like, he had to been thinking about that. He didn't just make that up. Like, you had to have sat at home and was like, yo, if I see him tomorrow, I'm gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? And some of that, it was
definitely facts.
It's too put together. It's like, it's not. You can tell when you joining, you can tell when somebody is like spontaneous and off their head with it versus like preparation.
Yeah, the calculated ones, the ones you got to look out for.
Yeah, because it's like, one, if they calculated something, it's a whole arsenal of shit coming with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, oh, if this hit, that means I can do this, then that.
Yeah, that'll lead to this and that. Yeah, so if somebody join on you spontaneously, they might catch you with a haymaker, but you can recover.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, like, but, because we used to articulate. I know, we used to sit on, I tell you all the time, we used to sit on the phone. Yo, this, if you say this would be fun, this more you know what I'm saying? And all right, let me say that right. You know what I'm saying? like we was articulating, so it was like, yeah. Also lets you know like how serious we took Jonah.
Oh, definitely.
We took Jonah.
I couldn't get away from Jonah.
You could.
Like the thing is, I had to deal with it at school and at home.
Facts.
So I had no other choice but to be at least. At minimum,
formidable.
At minimum formidable, bro. You have to be at least a B+ or higher at minimum.
Yeah. And that was starting off. You definitely didn't want to stay a B+.
Yeah, B+ is good from, I'd say, the 9th grade. All the way. Matter of fact, it actually works in middle school. There was some of those.
B+ was actually excellent in middle school. Yeah.
Some people were actually B+ back then.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. Like when I think back on it, which is ridiculous, by the way. Like who's teaching y'all? Like, how are you joining in 5th grade? Like that was my thought process. Like, who's teaching y'all this? Like, but then you think like some niggas got older siblings, and, you know. So,
and a lot of them were actually like, for a lot where we don't take into consideration, a lot of the people who could joan like that were actually really smart kids.
Oh yeah. I always felt like, even though we were class clowns, we were smart kids. Like, everybody got good grades. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
except for me, like.
I mean, but I might.
I was struggling for a 2.25. I ain't gonna hold you.
I mean. That was, as long as you wasn't like E.
Oh, that's how my my JROTC class was. Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you.
So I never was in no danger of failing no class.
I was.
I might have
numerous times.
We used to, after 9th grade, we kind of did this thing where we kind of was like, you only got past 3 quarters. You know, you tough it out the first 3 quarters. And then you just take the rest of the year off. That's the type of shit we used to be on.
I had to take Algebra 1 twice.
Now, I took multiple classes over and over, but that's because they was hating on giving them half a days out. And I had a job in high school, like from 10th grade on. So it wasn't like I didn't have a job. They just was hating. So my 12th grade year, I'm taking like 2 maths and I got art and gym. You know how you take art the first half of the year and I got both of them the whole year or something. You know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of foolery, you know, yearbook, TV production. Like just
that TV production is one of the things that we definitely should have taken into consideration. Utilize it a heck of a lot more.
Well, I didn't appreciate that shit back then.
Yeah, you didn't.
Like we doing a fake little news broadcast. Ain't nobody trying to be on the news for real.
Yeah, I remember.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I remember they had the little, like that little news on in the morning.
Yeah.
You look at them, you like, boy, you doing a little news? You ugly as shit,
boy. Yeah. We used to, I used to do the weather and shit. Like I knew damn well I wanted to try to fuck with that for real. You know what I'm saying? The thing was, when we had that class, I wanted to be on the camera then. You know what I'm saying? But because Miss Pickin wouldn't let me, no, you're not gonna be on the camera. You're gonna do better. Cause I didn't even want to be on it. I didn't want to be on the show. And I damn sure ain't want to do weather. Anything sports. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
You utilize the talents that you have.
Now I'm on this joint trying to do my best impersonation of Top of Shut and shit. And and I'm like, you know, today's gonna be 35, you know, tomorrow's gonna be 40. Hey, but Saturday, 70, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just super silly shit. But
Oh man, out here looking like Ron Burgundy.
yeah. But nah, the Joan in high school thing was definitely good times. And it's carried over. I've been out of high school for 13 years now.
Yeah, me for 12.
And even though we don't Joan as much in high school, niggas still Joan.
We still shop.
Yeah.
We still shop.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. We still shop. Like we doing, used to get our little Facebook Jones going on every now and then.
Yeah. So social media, when we have our little cookouts in the neighborhood.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that was a whole 8-9 hours of just pure foolery that day. Yeah, pure
like, foolishness to the nth degree. Eh?
Yeah, definitely just pure foolery. So segueing into something kind of the same but different, since we just came out of the high school stuff. What you think about when people say, like, you know, people still living off like they high school popularity and niggas is nobodies for real and shit like that? Like, what's your opinion when you hear people say that?
I don't know. Like, I'm kind of like straddling the fence with that.
Me too.
Because, of course, like, just because a person was popular in high school doesn't mean they're not actually a good person in general. So you can't just say, oh, they're nobody.
Yeah. So,
I mean, sure, they might not have everything that the next person has, but who does? And
right.
Especially in areas like this, who really does have the status as somebody who pretty much they played the stock market from 18 all the way up until 30. Like,
because if they did, they damn sure wouldn't be here right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't be worrying about the high school popularity.
Yeah.
They'd be worrying about, what's Dow Jones talking about today?
Yeah, NASDAQ. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like,
I take it as it's a form of disrespect, and some people feel like they still got a point to prove.
Most definitely. It's stupid.
Like, I don't even want to speak on this too much, but it just feel like some people finally catching up, or at least they feel like they're catching up. Because, like you said, it ain't really nothing to catch up to. Because everybody's just living. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand, the people that's quote unquote popular, 9 times out of 10, they still popular. Yeah. By your standards, not yours, but you know the person that's saying it in general.
Yeah, it's like,
so they probably don't give a fuck about what you saying.
Yeah, and there's people who wasn't even popular in high school. It's like they got a whole social media with like
lights out,
2 or 3K followers.
Yeah, lights out right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, y'all don't worry about that type of. Y'all worried about the wrong shit.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
As long as you got, you know, some good friends and family that you can laugh and joke with. Because that's all I needed.
It ain't that damn deep.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people just make it a lot worse than it has to be.
Yeah.
And that coincides with the idea of, like, we're a hell of a lot more impressionable than we think we are. It's just
because it's like, if it wasn't for social media keeping track, like, if we was on Facebook and if me and you both post something, if it wasn't no such thing as, like, you could see, like, how many likes I got on a post or how many comments I got on a post, how would you even know who's popular and who's not?
That's 100% facts. I ain't gonna hold you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
a real good analogy.
Niggas is following, like, these fake structures, social media structures, to determine, like, who's quote unquote popular and whatnot. Cause this thing, before social media took off and everybody was outside, how could you tell if you was coming to our neighborhood and we outside 20, 30 deep? How could you tell who's popular and who's not?
Yeah, you couldn't. You'd be like, man, you ready to play some basketball? That's all you gonna talk about. It's like, yeah, you try to play some ball. That's all you getting.
Either smoking, drinking. Well, I ain't gonna say or. 5 or 6 niggas gonna be smoking. 5 or 6 niggas gonna be drinking. Couple of niggas gonna be probably talking to like girls or something, and the rest of us gonna be playing ball if we not doing one or the other.
Yeah, because like you can't fit but so many people on the court anyway, so they just waiting to get next.
Yeah, so it's 5-on-5, and it's about a bunch of people up there waiting for next. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So unless niggas was walking around with likes over their head, you wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't be able to tell, like, so just, come on, y'all. Yeah. I got to do better.
Because people do be walking around like they're a walking like button, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you have to be. Like, press the button so I can feel better about myself.
Yeah.
Like, man, just accept the fact that you're not as important as you want yourself to be. Like, just stop worrying about the idea of importance. Like, man, come on, dude. Just
enjoy yourself.
Exactly. Enjoy life.
Enjoy it. As long as you're, like I said, you got a couple good friends and family. As long as they vibing out with you sometimes. I ain't going to say all the time. You know, everybody got lives and shit. But that's all that matter. Come on, y'all.
Yeah. And it's like, and so many people that will just talk down on anybody just because they feel as though they're better than them. It's like, come on, man. Like, why can't we just be people? Like, why do we got to, like, just because you make a certain amount of money or you have a certain status, that does not make you better than the next person. It doesn't.
Facts.
Like, I've seen this on numerous occasions where somebody or just anybody in general, they'll have, like, they'll get a new car or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody who's had, like who just bought the new updated version of that car, but just because that person bought a new car, but it's an older version, because they couldn't afford the newer version, it's like, oh man, step your game up. I know it's just a joke.
Yeah.
But
and it's like that's like the story I told you the other day, remember? Like,
yeah.
Like I had got a car, it was an 09 Maxima, and you know, we've talked about the whole thing before, not today or nothing, but previously about how certain people, they only pop up on your shit with these underhanded jokes and compliments.
Yeah.
Where, you know, it ain't never nothing like straight up good or nice. It's always like some negative shit in a joking way.
Yeah.
So one of those people that's on my friends list, and like, you know, I'm not gonna block nobody. I'm not into, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I feel like you got a problem with me, you know, if we friends on Facebook, outside of, like, I'm mostly friends with a bunch of females anyway. But when it comes to, like, the niggas, because it's only but so many, you know, on Facebook, I feel like all the niggas that's on my friends list, they know where I be at.
Yeah.
It might be like 150 or 200, like, niggas that I'm friends with on Facebook. But I feel like every single nigga knows exactly where I be at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you really had a problem, you would just pull up. You would come around the way. You would do something.
That's facts.
But niggas wouldn't. And I'm not even a violent person. But I gotta see if that energy is the same in person as it is on Facebook. Because that's another thing social media has done. Like, social media is created this force field, like this bulletproof vest, where you could just say whatever you want. Ain't no repercussions.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no backlash. You know, you ain't got to worry about. Like, could you imagine a nigga saying some shit like, "Hey, cuz, you a bitch. Like, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. You soft, nigga." Saying it on Facebook. Versus a nigga walking up in your neighborhood while you outside with a bunch of niggas and saying that exact line. You know what will happen to him? Nothing good. I ain't even saying he gonna get shot or killed or nothing, but he at least he's gonna get jumped. But see, niggas know that. So it's easier for me to, like, yeah, I'm on the phone, I'm on Facebook, he ain't gonna do nothing, you know what I'm saying? I live in motherfucking Baltimore. He ain't about to come all the way out here. You know what I'm saying? Until niggas want to come all the way out there. Yeah, bro, drop the Addy, bro. Come out that junk, you know, see what's up. You know what I'm saying? You can have your niggas with you and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's whatever. Like, but nah, that. But I got off topic and shit. So I got a car. It's an 09 junk. And cuz come on the junk. You know what I'm saying? I took a picture in front of the junk. You know, you get a car and shit. You know, you feeling good. Like, I feel like, because, you know, the stigma is you not an adult, which I don't live by this anymore. But, you know, the society stigma is you're not an adult till you got your own place, you got your own car, you got a career. That's adulthood.
Yeah, definitely.
So I got a car, Slim. I'm feeling jolly good, Slim. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's niggas out here fighting every day to get this, and I got it. You know what I'm saying? So I take a picture in front of the junk, you know, put it up on Facebook, and, you know, one cuz comment on the junk. He's like, yeah, I remember when I used to drive my mom car around like that. And, you know, I'm like, come on, cuz, like, first of all, I would have said something if it was her car. I have no problem. You know how much stuff my mom's done for me? I have no problem giving my mom credit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I feel the same way, bro.
Or anybody for that matter. If you would have gave me the car.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, yo, courtesy of Mike, I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? The same picture would have been taken and would have been posted. The same love was going to get shown because you think bitches give a fuck whether that's my mom car or not? No. 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 You think a bitch is ever gonna say, nah, don't come pick me up, that's your mom car? No. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think I'm not gonna be able to drive to work because it's my mom's car? Like I'm gonna hop in the car, cut it on, and be like, nah, we not going to GW because this ain't your car.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm like, bruh, like, first of all, the comment unnecessary, but if you must know it is my car, you know what I'm saying? A nigga out here grinding, I'm enjoying the benefits of it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then he was saying something like, well, you know, that Joe do look all right, though. I got this 2016, blah, blah, blah. And then that's when I was telling you I ended it off, you know, off my little wavy, little petty shit. Like, you know, congratulations on the 2016, Joan. I see you doing your thing. I just been doing mine a little bit longer. That's why my car older. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no comeback out of that because what you going to say? I'm like, and that's how niggas is. But you think where I took the picture at was where we normally post up at, but a little bit further down.
Oh, all right.
Do you think a nigga would have walked up to me in front of my car and said that around here? No. Especially who the nigga was. Somebody else would have smacked fire out of him. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and again, y'all, I'm not violent. So don't think that I am. I'm not violent.
That's just toxic Teddy showing up.
But I'm just surrounded by violent people. Because you got to understand, we in an area that's been like no nonsense since like the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just happen to be against that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 'cause the area does not really have a great reputation.
And this is
we get lumped in with like some of the worst people that you could think of.
It's like when you go out and it's cool, but it's not cool because it's a bad reputation. You go out and you meet people, and people ask where you live. It's older people who ask where you live, and I try to be as broad as I can about it before I have to break down and tell them where I actually live.
Yeah.
So when people ask where I live, first thing I say is Maryland. And then they be like, oh, okay, cool, me too, what part? And then I get a little smaller, PG County. You know what I'm saying? And then they like, all right, me too, where at? And so then I'm like, Forestville.
You can't go any further than that.
And then and then the Lord, they face light up. It's always like, because Floresville for some reason is such a spectacle to people.
I don't know why.
I don't know
why.
But you've gotten that too, right?
Somewhat.
It's like a spectacle. Like, oh, for real? And as soon as you say Floresville, it's like nothing else in Floresville matters. They come right here. Hey, you live in Forest Creek? and it's like, and even then I still don't. I be like, nah, I live on the townhouses on Hillmont Drive. You know what I'm saying? It's behind Forest Creek. And then
they don't care.
And then it's like the stories like, bruh, Slim, I used to be around that joint in the 80s. That shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like you be hearing stories like that. I'm like, damn, the legacy is like, it's a rich legacy.
It's not a good one.
It's not, which is why it's like the people like us. We on the other side. You trying to create the rich positive legacy,
bro.
So Forestville can have balance to it.
Yeah, but
one day
it's like really difficult.
It's a tall task. It's a tall task,
man. It's like Muggsy Bogues versus Yao Ming.
It's a tall task, but it's like I feel like it needs it,
dude.
Because it's like
it does. It definitely does.
Yeah. So you've been living in Forestville for years.
Dog, I got here when I was 10, and I've been here for 20 years.
Right.
Like,
but you felt the stigma, right?
Yeah, I mean, in certain ways, because if you look at other areas, they be like, "Oh, I'm from 41," or they be like, "All right," or you say, "Oh, I'm from the creek." They're like, they definitely get a side out of it.
Yeah, like,
but we get like people in Forestville. Technically, if you're not from like Suitland and stuff like that, like
right.
If you get anywhere outside of that, like they think you from Forest Creek regardless of where you at.
Yeah, so it's like you could be living, and Forestville, you could be over there by the Home Depot.
Yeah,
but people wouldn't know that because people don't know that's Forestville. Because when you say Forestville, all people think of is from the mall all the way this way to maybe Samuel P.
Yeah,
that's what people think of when they think of Forestville.
Because honestly, they actually lump in a whole bunch of areas with it. And it's just like the whole area. They just like, oh, you from Forest Creek? No, I'm not.
Because for the record, that's an apartment complex.
And they changed the name too, and it's still Forest Creek.
It's like 6 or 7 different. It's 2 different housing complexes here, and 4 different apartment complexes in this one little area.
Yeah, everything is not Forest Creek.
Yeah, and everything is just Forest Creek. But it's like Forestville period just has like the reputation, and I learned that early on when I first moved to Maryland. Like it was just.
It is wild, bro.
It is wild.
Because
it is wild.
If you just say you from certain areas, like even like DC dudes, they be like, "Oh, you from the creek?" Nah, I'm not. I'm from Forestville, but they lump all of Forestville in with the creek
because that's the landmark.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. Like it's the negative landmark.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a landmark. You know what I'm saying? And when we say negative, don't get me wrong, and don't think we not starting nothing because I'm related to like half of them niggas.
Yeah, I'm cool with so many.
You cool with
I'm cool with everybody though. Yeah. Like I never really jumped on the train of you have to live near me for me to like you. I never had that. Yeah. Like I was cool with so many different people growing up. Like it didn't matter where you grew up at. Right. I was cool with you. If I liked you, I was cool with you. Yeah. Like I'm still good friends with people from rival neighborhoods, which technically it shouldn't even exist. Rival neighborhoods should be abolished altogether.
Yes, and all neighborhoods should be working together. If we would have, back when we were younger, and fighting over these, if niggas would have been putting money up and buying these Jones, 20 years, like you say, you've been here for 20 years. I've been here since 98. That's 22 years. You could own the majority of this, not just us two, but I'm talking about everybody in general. And that's another thing that's actually remarkable about the situation is majority of the people that was here 20 years ago are still here.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas though of course, a lot of people moved away. Rest in peace to the people that's, no longer here, and then free the people that's locked up. If you should be freed. I thought
yeah, because there's some people that should not be out.
Yeah, if you didn't kill 4 or 5 people, I love you, but you should not be freed.
Yeah, like you got bodies in your basement.
Yeah,
like you go under the jail.
If they got to bring like a saw and then cut your wall open, and you got bodies in your wall and something like. Something's wrong with you. You don't need to be free.
If you got an Ed Gein type house, you definitely got to go.
But
you got to go.
But for the most part, it's a bunch of still recognizable faces from back then to now.
Yeah.
So, which makes me even think even more like, damn, niggas should have went about shit kind of differently. But that's what we doing. That's what we working on now.
Yeah, I do the whole script writing thing. I work with everybody.
Yeah, I call it the Colony Square Foundation. You know what I'm saying? Well, we positive side of things on Hillmar. Hey, the thing is, you can't have rain without the sunshine, right? Like, all the clouds can't be gray. Some gotta be white. Gotta be blue sky sometime.
Yeah. We show up eventually.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but yeah, that's what. We bring like I ain't even gonna say the positive aspect to it, but I'll just say an alternate aspect of things.
Yeah.
So like if you on Hillmar, you ain't got gangbang and nothing like that. Come shoot some short films.
Exactly.
Do some photo shoots. Do some creative.
All I do is think of like new short films I can make. I already made like I think 5 or 6 of them.
Which are great, by the way.
Yeah, pretty well received so far, based on the amount of people that's talked about them. So, and especially with your stuff, you've done some pretty good stuff as well. Even just with your photography and everything like that. Even with short film and stuff like that too. Yeah.
Even though I only have one. I only have one short film, y'all.
I mean, you have one, but
and it's only 45 seconds. So
it doesn't matter how long the short film is, as long as it makes an impact.
It's like a short mini. You know what I'm saying? You know how you got like the Reese's cups. Then the little mini jump. Like I got the little mini jump. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
So you technically call your short film Reese's Pieces?
Yeah. Hey, you watched you ever watched The Office?
I seen a couple episodes.
It was this episode. All right, so they got dumb characters, the big white dude and shit.
Yeah, I know who you talking about.
So they was trying to figure out. Somebody was coming back from like a vacation or something. They was trying to figure out like a gift that they was gonna give a person for their birthday. And so Jim and his girl was like, at first they was planning to get like a big little like cake, right?
Yeah.
And so they looked at the budget and was like, well, instead of getting a big cake, we just gonna get a little regular size cake. And so Cuz went from having a big smile on his face to like a slight smile. And then somebody had walked past and was like, well, instead of getting cakes, how about we just get cupcakes? And so then, like, the smile got smaller from Cuz, right? So Jim was like, I don't know, instead of getting cupcakes, how about we get mini cupcakes? And so Cuz Cuz walked over, right, with the frown, nigga frowning this. He was like, so y'all gonna go from cakes to cupcakes, which is a mini version of cake, to mini cupcakes? He's like, where does it end with 2 people? Hey, I just thought, I don't know why I brought it up. I just thought that was funny, but
it kind of ties into your short film.
Yeah, that's my short. How small that's how small my short film is.
It's not.
Where does it?
Your short film is not a mini cupcake.
Where does it end with me? Like,
I mean, just because it's a mini cupcake doesn't mean the cupcake isn't good regardless.
Oh yeah, that's true. Just small sample size, finger food. Mike, he make the main courses. I get the little, when you go to the restaurant, they be like, yo, dude, y'all want some breadsticks? Y'all want some rolls or something? before y'all ready to order. Like, yeah, bring us the little hush puppies. Like that's my short film. It's the hush puppies and shit. You know.
You make it seem like I make like extensive amounts of work. It's just like my longest video.
That thing like 8 minutes.
Okay, 8 minutes.
Man, that shit. Two more of them added on to that. That's a TV show, man. Without the commercial breaks. You know what I'm saying? I need 30 more of mine to make a TV show.
I mean, but you was, but you were making. I mean, you wrote a script for a short film. I mean, that you wanted to do,
and that joint gonna be like 50 seconds. I'm just
how you gonna say it's
call me the mini baker, y'all?
No, bro. Like your short film that we was talking about that you wanted to write, and that I decided that.
It's gonna be like 60 seconds.
That's not gonna be no 60 seconds from the idea you was pitching to me.
Nah, I told you it's gonna be real action packed and shit. It's just gonna be short.
No, I'm talking about the other one.
The one about Deported?
Yes, that one.
That was gonna be the so that was gonna be. And I don't even talk to Trina no more. That's crazy. I mean, I ain't even say her name because now she's gonna know I've been crashing on her and shit like that. So I mean, well, she probably ain't gonna listen to this anyway. But if you listening,
it's okay.
If you listening, Trina, I love you. Well, I mean, I used to love you. But I shouldn't even say that because the other girl's gonna be listening. Oh, so who is that you like? You know, fake toxic and shit. You know, but
this is where the genuine Avery comes out and not toxic Teddy.
Yeah, I'm protecting feelings, y'all. Cause girls be trying to fake like they like you and shit. They got like 4 or 5 other niggas, but for some reason, something about you just so different. It's like, come on, Slum, just get that shit up like you've been giving it to them, man. I don't want to be different. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, treat me the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to slice my head up, Slum. Like, nah, treat me bad. Play me. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck.
Yeah, I'm glad I never adopted that personality trait.
Right, Slum, it's a cold jungle out there, John Slum. You dating?
Absolutely not. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Can't date.
Like it's so many aspects that go into me though. It's like it's not that I want too much. It's just that I'm accepting of very little toxicity.
Okay.
Like.
Okay, so that's like 90% of the area.
That's the problem.
Not qualified and shit.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't necessarily. I'm not going to try and like paint myself as like the Messiah. I'm the greatest thing ever. No, I have my flaws. We all do.
I mean, you ain't that because you don't want to deal with toxicness. So that should be normalized.
I mean, yeah, but in society nowadays, like toxicity is actually glorified.
It is.
So I can't necessarily look at things the way that other people do. So since I do think outside the box, like I was talking about earlier, there's so many other people that look at me and it's like, I don't know about him. So I can't necessarily I can't look at people the way I used to, especially with females. Like, because there are certain traits that I see. Well, not even just traits. There are certain like actions that I see that are like complete turn-offs now.
Facts.
Like, cause growing up, I love females in general, like all of them, regardless. Like, it didn't even matter. I mean, I still do. I mean, cause come on, they're women. Like, what's there not to love?
Yeah.
But
especially the way some of these chicks be looking. Jesus Christ.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
I might go there. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna try my best not to name drop, but I be feeling some of y'all so much I just can't help it.
So let's keep it like you already know, like just like the song goes, keep it on the hush, man.
Yeah, that should be.
Don't say nothing. Yeah. Ain't gonna be no talking while I'm doing my thing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna pillow talk, y'all. Or podcast talk, whatever this is classified as and shit. But it's not hard to see that I'm very obsessed with women. Like, you could take a look around this room right now.
If you could. Like,
if you could.
Yeah.
I have at least 30 or 40 pictures of models up on my wall.
Yeah, it looks like a teenage boy's room.
Yes.
It does.
Yes. And I'm 31, by the way, but, when it comes to females, it's just, I love it,
I mean, ain't nothing to argue about that. I mean,
love it.
What's there not to love?
Yeah.
Like, with me personally, I ain't going to try to sound prejudiced or nothing, but, my black women, oh, my goodness. y'all just do something to me, dog.
I love all women. I love black women. I love all women though.
I love all women, but black women do something for me.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I would. I don't marriage wise. I kind of feel like it would have to be like a black woman. I don't, because I'm not gonna say I can't mix and match cultures, but that would probably be like a task.
Definitely, because it's two different sides of the spectrum. It's kind of like you're fighting on one side has this battle is going on, the other one has this battle, and it's like it's gonna clash eventually. But especially with the society that we live in now.
Facts.
But if you dealing with somebody, like if a black person is dealing with like another black person, they kind of understand each other's plight.
Right.
So it's more along the line of convenience more than it is actual just feelings in general.
Facts.
So, I mean, it does sound wrong, but you can't deny that it's truthful.
Right.
But with me, I'm not going to say I don't find other women attractive.
Yeah.
Sure.
They're
gorgeous women everywhere.
Facts.
Like, I ain't going to hold you. It don't matter what race or color or creed or anything.
Facts.
They look like there's some ones that look good. But with me, man, I'm going to settle for my sisters, man. Gotta do the Birdman hand rub on them.
Go ahead, man.
The Birdman hand rub, about to start a fire with the friction.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that though. That's facts, super facts.
Man, but I ain't gonna hold you. When I like certain, like I'm just gonna jump back a little bit. Like certain things that I can't really like, I can't really like tolerate. Like there are situations that I was put in beforehand that I see now. It's just like based off experience, I've grown too much.
Okay.
Like females that are too into, like, I have to give you everything and not get much in return.
Okay.
That there, like that's one of my biggest pet
females
peeves.
That want to be just taken care of.
Yeah, that idea, that ideology is like, if I'm gonna be with somebody, I have to feel as though you got my back and you're not just there for the ride.
Right.
And I've known people like that want to just be along for the ride.
Okay.
Because with me, if I'm trying to build something, I'm building something for the both of us. It's not going to be just, I'm going to reap the benefit. Well, you're going to reap the benefits, but I'm going to do all the work.
Right.
Nah, I need somebody to hold me down and shit. Like, because God forbid, like, we lose, like, somebody stops liking somebody.
Okay.
And then we break up. Mm-hmm. I'm the type of person that if we break up, I want you to already have something established for yourself.
Right.
So if I'm taking care of everything and then once you leave, you feel as though, I have nothing now. No, I'm not that type of person. I want you to have like a business in your name.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to have a house that you could possibly buy by yourself because you already have the money. You have the business. You have everything.
Right.
You have the tools to build without me. So I'm building something that someone else can like take and then build for themselves if something goes wrong.
Right.
I'm not the type of person that I'm going to be the sole proprietor of everything. I mean, it's not a problem. Mm-hmm. For some situations, I can see if you're like a single mother, I mean not a single mother, but if you just want to be home with the kids and stuff like that. All right, that's cool.
Right.
That's cool because a lot of the times children need their parents around at least in some fashion in order for them to develop the way that they need to.
Okay.
And a full-time parent is a good thing.
Right.
If you're teaching them the right way. Because
right.
there's some full-time parents that ain't teaching their kids shit and all they want to do is like, oh, you get on the tablet and then I'm going to go sit over here and sip some wine and that's all I'm going to do for the day.
Right.
Nah,
right.
Like we ain't talking about those. We talking about the ones that's actually teaching their kids, their ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s, and then later on, once they learn that, they teaching them something else and they constantly filling them with information that's necessary. See, those type of women I can accept as being the stay-at-home moms. But the ones that's just going to just be lazy and just sit there while I'm doing all the work and then I come home and then everything's still fucked up, No.
Right. Got you.
So I kind of like have an older type of mindset when it comes to relationships.
Got you.
I'm not a traditionalist,
Right.
but I definitely have like a traditional mindset with more of a modern twist to it.
Got you.
Because, you know, the traditionalists back then, like, they just like, well, I'm going to be the sole provider and all that other shit, and all you're going to have to do is sit in the house and do nothing except for watch the kids. Nah, that's not like my full idea. Like, I
Right.
want you to be able to function even without me.
Right.
Because back then they weren't necessarily teaching us that, oh, it's good to own your own business and stuff like that. Because, you know, like, once they blew up Black Wall Street, they was like, fuck it, we gonna make sure that these niggas ain't gonna do nothing else after that.
Uh-huh.
And they adopted that mentality. They was like, well, forget it. We just gonna work the 9 to 5 for the rest of our lives, and I'm gonna retire when I'm 70. So
which is ridiculous, by the way.
hella ridiculous. I ain't gonna hold you, but when I say I have like more of a modern twist on it, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, that taking that idea of being a provider, but at the same time, like, mixing it in with the new age of us really wanting to build businesses together,
Right.
and stuff like that. So I have somewhat of a foundation for myself as far as like what I want to do, because, like, first and foremost, like, I've been a writer. Like, I that's what I do. I write. That's pretty much mostly what I do.
Okay.
I write scripts. I write short films. I write battle rap verses. I've written almost anything you can think of. I even tried to write like a grant proposal once. I never really got a chance to finish it, but I write stuff. I write everything.
A grant proposal for what though?
It was like for somebody way back in the day. It was like 2014 or some shit like that. 2013. Somebody wanted to have a daycare running out of their house, so they wanted a grant for it, and I was going to try and write that for them, but eventually that ended up falling through, and they just didn't want to do it anymore. So I was like, there's no point in me even wanting to finish writing this now.
Right.
So, because what I would do, all I would do is I would look up how to write the grant proposal, and then I'll look at the format, and then, like, oh, this is how it needs to be done. All right, I'm gonna try and write it. And it ties into me like earlier when I was like, take can't out of your vocabulary.
Right.
Like, I can't. When you say I can't, like, that grant proposal would have never even started if I would have been like, I can't.
Right.
So, like, I started off writing poems and stuff, like, and then that evolved into short stories and stuff like that. But if I had constantly told myself, you can't write short stories, or you can't make a comic book because you can't draw, like, I was making comic books when I was a kid.
Right.
I made like issues, like actual issues of comic books. It was kind of like a Dragon Ball Z ripoff, but still, it was creative.
Right.
Because it had its own storyline. It didn't coincide with the whole Dragon Ball Z storyline at all. It was all original.
Gotcha.
And that type of creativity is like it constantly grew because I didn't tell myself no.
Got you.
But it took me a long time. Like, I remember, because when we first started this, I never got a chance to finish telling you, like, when it actually stopped, when I stopped telling myself no.
Yeah. Okay.
And
yeah,
it took me to the age of 28. It took me to the age of 28 when I stopped telling myself no.
Okay.
And then once I stopped telling myself no, then I got to a point where I'm just going off the rails with my work. And it's getting really well. It's really well received and all that stuff. And I'm writing everything. I didn't start writing scripts until 2017, but I didn't really jump into it and be good at it until 2018 when I was 28.
Gotcha.
So now to jump back, I write. I do short films. Like, I'm actually a pretty damn good photographer. A cinematographer. I have like my own clothing business. Well, not technically my own. It's like co-owned. Me and my cousins spend money broke.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so many different things that I've jumped into after getting to the point where I stopped telling myself no. And with me having these foundations set to where I feel as though that I can pretty much make money off of all of these instead of just one, I got into the point where I'm just like, why would I want to have something solely for myself and not like have someone else learn how to do it as well? Right. So that's where the whole relationship thing comes into. Like, if I'm going to get into a relationship with anybody, like, a part of me is going with you. Right. Like, if I leave, or you leave, a part of me, as in like the knowledge or collective knowledge we've gained from each other, a part of me is going with you, and a part of you coming with me if we are on the same wavelength. Right. That's what we really need to get back to. It's just the idea. It's not of us being together as a couple. It's us being like, it's the camaraderie. Right. We are a unit. This is not just a fling. This is a unit now. Right. And most people have this idea. It's like, oh, if I see something wrong, immediately, like, I'm just gonna jump off ship. Like, there's no idea. There's a lot of people just don't want the idea of relationships now. Like, it's been misconstrued.
Yeah, they just want the aspects of all the relationships without the hardships, basically.
Yeah. There's no such thing as commitment nowadays, really.
Yeah, like we can go out, we can date, we can, go on dates, we can fuck, we can do all the types of stuff that people, that's glorified from relationships anyway. Yeah. Instead of the,
instead of the hard part.
Yeah, the actual commitment part, which is some days you might wake up and question whether you want to be in a relationship or not. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But it's that keeps, commitment. I mean, well, it goes back to what you were saying earlier too about understanding like the true definition of words as well. Because if you understand what commitment means, then you wouldn't even have to question none of that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's something that people have to get back to. Because I often, and especially on Facebook, when we debate, you see people giving their own definitions to words.
Oh, that's that's all the time.
Yeah, and it's like that's all not. The time. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why a lot of stuff is like mixed up and misconstrued, because it's like you out here giving your own definitions to stuff. So now you're believing that this means that when it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So
I've had those situations before.
They're horrible. So now you're trying to talk to somebody, and although you're saying the same words, you running off two different philosophies. Yep. Because you done created your own language, essentially. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it's a million things that goes into, like, shout out to the people that was able to get married and stuff like that.
Yeah, and definitely shouts out to y'all.
And I still strive for that as well. But right now, I'm just cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily cooling.
I'm cooling.
Because your idea of cooling is completely different from
mine. I'm cooling, man.
Like, your idea of cooling is like, who texted me on Tuesday? Oh, you coming over? Oh, Friday? Oh, this coming over too? Oh, all right, I got you.
Look, one thing I will say is, and I was telling my friend this the other day, I was like, out of all the days of the week, like, my Tuesdays are just like, that's my me day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't hardly answer calls on Tuesday. Really don't answer messages. I think we talked on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, because that's a given.
Anyway. Yeah, I talked to my mom, but anybody like on the outside looking in, Tuesdays you won't hear from me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like, I'm cooling. Cooling just means like I'm just going with the flow. Like, I'm single, so like I said, I'm surrounded by a lot of women. I go out a lot with women. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the women I don't go out with, that I be posting on my for my Women Crush Wednesdays and all of that. And by the way, those are some of, like, you can't deny, those are some of Maryland's finest women. Because every time I post a Women Crush Wednesday on Facebook, outside of like two, they all from Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland definitely has their fair share. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, Maryland has their fair share of women. Like, when it comes to like just being, good Lord, that's all you can say when you see them.
Yeah, good
Like,
Lord.
they got a lot of them
Like,
that have that.
Like, goddamn, girl. Like, sheesh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
you just look at them. You pause for a second, and it's just like you stuck in your own little world.
Yeah. Then I got to hit her with one of my little pickup lines or something. You know what I'm saying? Might hit him with the, damn, girl, you out here looking like the whole package. I'm trying to get you delivered to my crib. Slim, you know what I'm saying? Just a little something. Shout out to Coop too, man, because he said I ain't had them pickup lines on deck. I got them on deck, Slim. I just want to try and brag that day. You know what I'm saying? You know, but
yeah, you was going back and forth with Coop about that.
At the cookout, remember we was at the cookout, and I was trying to tell him pickup lines work and shit. He like,
oh yeah, I remember that.
Come on, bro, stop playing with me. I
remember that.
say, Coop, stop playing with me, Slim. Pickup lines work, bro. Hey, I tell a girl that shit. That shit sound corny. Soon as she bust that laugh, she got, bro. Like she got. Soon as she laugh, bro, she got. Like we might as well, for real. You could cut the conversation. I pull out the phone. You cut the conversation short, Slim. Pull out your number going right in it, Slim. You know what I'm saying? Like, but nah.
Look, I never did anything like that. I ain't gonna hold you. I was never like the type person to just go out of my way just to be around females.
Yeah, I be mingling, bro. I just be living. So
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, when you saying we were sitting on your front that day, man, and you had all the little neighbors coming in and out, and I was like, I ain't know what's stacked around here like this. I got to start coming outside around here more often. I be sitting on my little brick wall, John. I'm like, hey, man, I'm like, I come sit on your front. I like I live there, so, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, every which way. I be mingling. I should have mingled that day. I know one thing. I sit out there again and everybody get to doing all that. I'm gonna be one mingling nigga that day. I'll tell you that.
Yo, it seemed like every single girl that walked past, it was like she looked better and better. And you couldn't control yourself.
It was crazy, right? I'm like, it's almost like the universe was. Cause remember we was talking about we went to go play basketball that day.
Yeah, we did.
And we was talking about like certain females and how good they was looking and stuff like that. And we came back around our way and we stood in the corner. Yeah. And you remember the female that came jogging around it, like looking like all the girls we was talking about put together. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's almost like the universe just be like trying to one up what we be talking about. Like it's like it's no way. Like we was just talking about this and that, and then all of a sudden the Meg the Stallion come jogging around the corner. So you know what I'm saying? But
except she was like she was a lot shorter than me and shit.
yeah. But yeah, man, I just be mingling, bro. Like I said, well, that's my thing, man. Until somebody make me put my jersey up in the rafters or something, man.
So we should.
I'm fucking.
You ain't really gonna retire.
Yeah, I'm retired,
with the Tim Duncan jersey with your name on the back.
Yeah, I'm retired, man. I ain't as good as Tim though. You know, I'm more like LeBron. Man. I ain't gonna. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. You know, hop over here where the team good at. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The girl stay here for a couple years. All right, these girls getting old. Let me go over here. You know what I'm saying? That's what these Jones. You know, now you out in Hollywood. I'm trying to get out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Brown, I'm following suits. I'm like, whatever you do, I'm doing. Son, you know what I'm saying? King James, King Bed, man. What's up with him, man?
Nah.
Oh, we stop playing.
So you just set yourself up for failure. You ain't gonna get no more girls after this.
hey, I tell niggas, man. Hey, if you be honest with the females, you get a lot more females than you think, and you can have a clear conscience about shit. I ain't gotta worry about you feeling guilty. Well, I done been stopped feeling guilty anyway, but you feeling guilty about playing girls and shit like that.
If you guys didn't know, this is Toxic Teddy speaking.
I've been toxic like the last 20, 30 minutes. But it's balanced because, I'm going to go back to the regular me. It's been an hour and a half, so we about to end this anyway. But, regular me come back out, let him do his thing. But, yeah, you be honest. Like, I tell girls, like, I ain't looking for no relationship. You can catch vibes because that's how you got to talk nowadays. You got to update the lingo and shit. Hey, we can catch some vibes and, go with the flow. Whatever happen. What I do say is, don't come to the crib though, because if you come to the crib, you know what happened. Hey, leads in the doom. You know what happened in the doom, Slum. You know what I'm saying?
No,
you come to the crib. That's a done deal, Slum. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can't deal with this man today.
I'm just saying, man. Like,
I might as well give you the floor. I should just walk off.
I'm done. But I'm just saying, like, I'm just letting y'all know, females. You know, you come to the leads in the dome. You know what's up, man. But other than that, we can vibe. I ain't got, because it be so many girls. I can't fuck every bitch I really fuck with and shit. You know what I'm saying? Dick will fall off. or you know, like, when I tell you I be vibing with chicks, I realize I be vibing with chicks, bro. Like,
yeah. I definitely don't have your rap sheet, and I'm glad I don't. I'm glad I don't.
It's a. I mean, it ain't even a bad rap sheet though. Like I said, I ain't Wilt Chamberlain or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm at 20K or 10K, however many bras he was sleeping with and shit, but. Yeah, I could vibe with a chick. I ain't gotta have sex. I could be somewhere sitting down at the park, laughing and joking, and I look over and be like, damn, this bitch bad as hell. I'ma feel good. Like, I'ma feel good. Like, you laughing and joking, you know.
Just like this is like how you was at the park the other day.
Yeah.
We saw the females walking past, just like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, I had to put my bag down. Like, when she walked past, you know I gotta speak to, you know what I'm saying? I gotta speak to her. So I'm like, yeah. And then she give you the little smile, like she did. You know what I'm saying?
And then it was like the other day when we was playing football too, and you saw the girls walking past the bleachers.
Oh, the baby mama, yeah. I ain't gonna say too much because she might live around here somewhere. Clearly, yeah. Pretty little thing with the kids. Hey, I accept the kids too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can't, man.
Yeah, I accept the kids. You know. Hey, 3 though. That's the limit. 3.
Yo,
you get to hitting 4 and 5. You know what I'm saying? Because the only thing I'm thinking about is the ice cream truck roll around. I'm gonna be broke. I gotta buy something for 5 kids. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up. Shut up.
I'm quite sure she gonna want some. I'm gonna want some. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you gotta keep it at 3. You know,
you about to be cheap and just buy everybody fruities.
Gotta stretch this $10, man. Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling how much that shit costs, man. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. Back then you get a 25 cent. You get like a whole bag.
Yeah, 30, 40. Really. Now, motherfucker. $5 might get you 25 fruities or something. You know?
Yeah, that inflation.
Yeah, recessions and all. Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Hey, I be seeing females walking past, and I just like, man, I ain't there yet. I still need to work on me a little bit more before I even touch somebody else.
Man, I'm telling you, Slim, one day, man, just throw a joke out there, Slim. Like this. No.
I don't know. It's not the fact that I just wanna be around females. Like, I'm looking for, me personally, I'm looking for commitment. I'm not here. I'm not just out here just doing stuff. Like, okay. I'm looking for something to go further than that. Like, if you messing with me, nigga, it's a chance that there's a future here. Like, that's what I'm looking at.
Right.
Like, I'm looking forward to the future. I don't give a damn about the now as in right now. It's just like, we need to build for the future.
Got you.
So, like, if I'm getting into a relationship, that's going to be primary function. Like, we have to be on the same wavelength. And as of right now, it's just like, the more I see, it seems like the less people I can see that have that mentality.
Oh yeah. The longer you wait, the definitely the less and less. But you know, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, I don't have any doubts in the matter. It's the fact is, just looking at certain people, I'm just like, I need a little bit more time for y'all to grow before I can do anything and shit. But I'm not even trying to put myself on a pedestal and shit, because I ain't gonna hold you, nigga. I'm just an average nigga. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
I'm an average nigga, but I mean, at the same time, it's just like I have good qualities.
Right.
Like, you look at.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all, man.
So, like, pretty much, this is like my My resume, I like long walks on the beach. I adore a good candle every now and then. Like candlelit dinners.
This nigga wild.
He goes, but I don't even for real. That was a lie. I don't even fuck with candlelit dinners. Like, I don't.
I could do the candlelit dinner. That sound nice and cheap.
All right. If I do a candlelit dinner or something, like I'll prepare one. Yeah. But as far as like having that be like a romantic moment for me in general, I can do it for somebody else if they feel as though that's good for them. But me personally, I don't look at it as like a real big romantic thing for me.
Got you.
Like romance to me is affection in the way of not necessarily sex in general. It's more of appreciating the person that's around you. That's romantic for me.
Got you.
If you're giving me attention to where I feel appreciated, you don't have to be around me 24/7.
Right.
As long as you make me feel as though like you appreciate me and you are at least faithful to me, like and loyal, then you got me.
Got you.
You got me.
Got you.
Like that's pretty much what all men really want. They want loyalty. They want a sandwich every now and then, you know.
I mean, yeah, a little bit more than what he's saying. He just simplistic right now.
Yeah, I'm giving you the simple answer. Like, hey, you want a little bit of love, loyalty, sandwich. Like that's kind of like basic.
Yeah, all right.
That's basic. We want more.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. We want more.
That's the bare minimum, though.
Yeah, like I said, I want to build shit too. Like I still want to do all of that, but I'm just giving you the bare minimum right now.
I got you.
Like, why not? Why not start them off with something slow? Like, it's better than like all them other female written books that they got.
I haven't read none. Definitely ain't reading that shit. So, you ready to get up out of here, though?
Hey, man, it's been awesome.
Yeah, it's been dope. 90 minutes.
And for real, it's been that long?
Yeah.
Dog, we've been on here for a break. We've been on for a break.
Yeah, we gotta, say something for the next episode or.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we like as far as the conversations we had, man, we got an arsenal.
Oh yeah,
we got an arsenal.
Yeah, y'all stay tuned though. We ain't got no name or nothing right now. You know what I'm saying? So, like I was telling Mike beforehand, man, first podcast bit itself. You know what I'm saying?
Just like that space lingo. But trust me, we ain't gonna renege on this. We definitely gonna try to keep this going.
Yeah, definitely. But yep, we out.